Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to Fern Valley Honeybees. This is kind of a recap on who says you can't get honey your first year, right? Some people say you can't get honey your first year. I understand that. You buy your packages of bees in the spring. You want to build your colonies up. You don't want to take away any honey from your boxes because that's what they're going to eat, especially over the wintertime. But these two hives were doing so good. I put the supers on. I'm trying to prevent swarming. Swarming is when they run out of space. So I thought I'm going to put the supers on and see what happens. So far, they're all still here. The Carniola hive is slower than the Italian hive. The Carniola hive, I put two supers on. The bottom super, there was absolutely nothing in it. The top super was, what did I have? I put 9 frames in the honey super. Instead of putting 10 frames, you put 9 frames. You keep the frames spaced out a little bit. It helps, they build the comb out a little wider on the frames. Gives you a little bit more honey, makes it a little bit easier to cut the wax off. And sometimes they build it out, it's a little thicker, you get more honey out of it. So anyways, on the Carniola, I had 6 out of 9 frames that were full of honey. The other 3 frames I put in the freezer. I'm going to save those for next year. I'll put them back in there, let them finish that up. So that turned out really well. The bottom box, I'm not sure what happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, maybe a size that big of comb they started to build, and that was it. The Italian hive went like gangbusters. This hive, I think I had, there's 18 frames, 2 boxes. Both of them were full of honey, all capped. I want to say there was 1 frame. There was honey on both sides, but not capped, so I won't harvest that. You don't want to harvest your honey until it's capped, because when it's capped, it pulls all the moisture out. If you harvest your honey, excuse me, uncapped, it could ferment because they haven't got all the moisture out of it. That's when it's capped, it's at the right moisture content, which I believe is a little tool you could use. I want to say it's like 17%. That means all the moisture's out of it. It's ready to be processed. If it's not capped, there's still moisture in it, and it can ferment. Because there's still moisture in it. So I want to say there was 1 frame in this hive that wasn't capped at all, but both sides of the frame were full of honey. And there was another frame that maybe half of one side wasn't capped. So those 2 frames, I'll put those in the freezer also. And I'll just put them back on next year. Let them finish it up. It'll give them a good head start. There's already honey in there. There's already comb. It's ready to go. So, and this was really heavy. These boxes weighed a ton. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence or not. In this hive here, I use yellow frames. I bought yellow super foundations. The foundations are yellow. I just thought because of the honey, just use the yellow ones. The deeps are all black. Well, in this hive here, the top one was all yellow foundations. The bottom one was black foundations. I can't imagine that makes a difference. If anybody out there's got a thought on that, let me know. Please leave a comment below. I can't imagine because it's black they won't draw on it and put honey in it. It's probably just a coincidence. But there was no black frames in here, so I couldn't tell. I'm going to talk to a couple friends of mine and see what they say if they've had the same thing. It's probably nothing. It's probably just a coincidence. So anyways, yeah, they did great. Both these hives, I'm going to start feeding them. I've got the feeders on. I've got the hive top feeders on. I just put a half a gallon of sugar water on each side. These hive top feeders hold a lot on both sides, but I'm just filling one side of it. These are the ones with the wire, with the screen on either side, and the bees come up and they can drink on the sides. I did a video on those. Man Lake sells these feeders. I like them. They're really nice. So I am going to feed these guys. If they want it, it's there. If they don't, they'll leave it. I took the ventilation boxes off them. This is pretty shady here now, this time of year with fall coming. So anyways, like I said, very productive. Who says you can't get honey your first year, right? I've had people say, oh, no way. There's no way you're going to get honey. Well, look, I got honey. I'm going to harvest it probably in a few days. I'll do a video. We'll see. I'm going to count how many frames I had. We're going to harvest the honey. We're going to see how many pounds of honey that amount of frames gave me. I think I have 18, subtract 2 at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22 frames. 22 frames I'm going to harvest. We'll see how many pounds that gives me. So I think that's it. So for now, YouTube, hopefully you liked the video. Please subscribe. Any comments, please leave them below. Any thoughts, questions? I'm open to anything. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. You click on that bell. You'll get notifications next time I make a video. So, until next time, YouTube, I will see you when it's time to harvest honey. Probably in a few days, we'll get a video going on that. And you guys can see I bought a, what am I trying to say? The spinner, it's electric. It's got a variable speed on it, so you can start it out slow, spin the frames out. And we'll see what I get. We'll weigh it and we'll see what we get. So like I said, until next time, YouTube, we'll talk to you later. Bye.